Out here, and like I said, the question isn't. It's not so black and white.
Now, on the other token, we talk about morality. What do we feel morally about abortion?
I believe it's a woman's right to do what she chooses to do. I don't feel like
that a woman should have multiple abortions because it does take a toll on your body.
And your body can only stand but so much medically.
Someone there to help me raise this child. The man's not there.
And then when I got home that night, I couldn't stop crying.
The woman basically is a parent that puts in a lot and invests a lot into this individual. Don't get me wrong, daddies are there.
If this is what they tell us, we got freedom of speech. We have the right to do this, we have the right to do that. Then why women don't have the right to do what she wants to do with her own body?
But they're trying to make it that we have the right.
Exactly. They're telling women that if you got people saying it's against the law, it's against God, that you get. No, if a woman decides that she don't want to have a baby for any reason, that's her choice. But you know what? Then they tell us it's a guy's choice too. If a guy don't want to have a baby,
we can afford it.
And we can't afford it.
We get a bang and keep it moving. Next week she's gonna call me and tell me that I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but then
unless John is gonna take care of it, that's something different.
It's on the woman to say to herself, this guy don't want to take care of his responsibility. Fine. This is why you have all kinds of rules, and you know you have child support. You have all of this other kind of stuff. You have adoption. You know, the United States is the biggest crooks of all when it comes to abortion, because what they tell you is don't have a baby, then have a baby. But then they tell you, okay, turn over your rights to us and we're going to sell your baby. Because what do they do when they put your baby up for adoption? People pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to have a baby. You understand?
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you think the government should regulate how many abortions a woman can have?
No.
No, I don't think the United States, the government should have no bearing on that. Because see, you never know, a woman can be married with a husband, and her husband can decide, that's my wife, but he rapes her and forces her to have a baby. And she might say she's not ready, but he feels because he's her husband, she has to do that. So I don't think the government should regulate when a woman should have an abortion or how many. I think a woman should have it. And hey, listen, they should come up with better ways for a woman that she won't have to go under a knife or go to the point where you know. To go get it sucked out and all of that. I think they should spend more money finding these pills like the morning after and all of this and all of that, and give a woman more options.
You say by having an abortion, we kill the baby. How can we kill the baby when the baby is never born?
No, it's because the baby is never born, but it's the fact that, you know, it's the fact that they feel that, oh, if you procreate life, that you shouldn't have the right to take it. But yet, you got a doctor who's licensed to take your life. Because if you sick, he decides, you know what, medically, I'm going to put you in a inducing coma. Some families want you to hold on, but then they tell you, well, we had you on life support for 6 months.
What you gonna hold on for? You know how long it take to hold up? You know how much money that costs to hold up?
You know how much money it costs? You know how much money it costs a woman to not have a baby than it is to have a baby? You know how much money it costs not to have? It's over $1,500 for a woman to have an abortion.
I stopped at 5.
No. A lot of people think it's $300 to have abortion, but see, it's only like $400 because they know that you might not have the money, but it costs more than $1,500 because you gotta have doctors. You gotta pay the doctor. You know, you got GYN doctors, or a doctor that gotta check the woman out to specify. Then you gotta have a doctor that's doing the sonogram. You gotta have the guy, the X-ray guy. You gotta have the person that takes the blood. So you got over 15 people working on you just to take a baby out of you. All these people has to get paid. It costs more to take a life than it do to bring a life. So I personally feel that abortions, I feel that women should have abortions. I think it should be on the table. Then again, I think it shouldn't. And let me correct myself here because I don't want nobody to get it wrong. When I say I think a woman should have an abortion, it's because you got kids and women out here who get raped. You have incest. You have incest. You have incest. You have children being raped. You know, like I said, you have people that just doing very bad things. And if a woman or a child get raped or incest or whatever, I feel like that option should be open for a woman. I don't believe it should be like open to where it's just like a birth control pill. A woman can go in there and just decide I'm gonna have sex every day, and if I get pregnant 15 times in 1 month, oh well. But that's on her.
Right.
That's on her.
I'm with Far Rockaway because young guys cannot afford to take care of the little ragamuffin. So that's what I see it. Because I can see he coming at 16 years old and he just coming up, no, you want to get another tangatang, and he's going to get caught up in a roadblock. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. So I think she should take her pills or wear up, double scoop it up with the magnum, which somebody had to teach him how to put it on. But in high school, he supposed to know what's going on right now. That's my opinion. So this keeping the baby, we keep it unless we can afford it. If not, you know, I never go for that.
But you always got to remember.
So how much kids you got?
I have 16 children.
Why you have 16?
Why? Because this is...
was a mistake?
No. It was never a mistake. I did what I did and I honored up to my responsibility. If I'm with a woman and I'm dealing with her for a year, 2 years, and she got pregnant and she told me this was my baby and I knew that this was my baby, I'm going to stand my ground and take care of my responsibility.
Okay.
You understand?
All right, let me ask you a question. As far as abortions go, how much in the decision for an abortion, how much role or how much impact do you think a man should have? Do you think he should have any impact at all?
I think a man should have 100% impact on the decision with the woman. If that's his baby and it's him and her, they both should come to an agreement. Like I was in a situation where a woman told me I wanted the baby. And she just told me, and I said, well, this is your life, and I'm only going to be there for you. Whatever decision you make, right or wrong, if I feel it's right or wrong, whatever you make, I'm going to stand there with you because I stood there with you when I did it. It took two of us. So now if she let me know what's going on and whatnot, fine. But now let's flip the coin. You have those who get mad and, you know, things don't work out, you break up, and then the woman feels, oh, I'm gonna take the baby's life, or I'm gonna have a baby. That's her choice at that moment. I feel that a woman should disclose to the individual.
So your man on the chair, let me ask you a question. So how you feel going into a relationship when a girl had 3 kids? Is it right for you to boy daddy, or you want to take care? And if it's after you break up 2 months or 3 months, she writing you up saying you want to take care of kids. Is that right?
Yeah, no.
Explain that to me.
I think in that situation, if you dealt with a woman and she has 3 kids and you got into those kids' lives and you took that responsibility while you was with her to say that these kids are yours and you was taking care of them and whatnot, and all they knew and they got used to you, and you decide to walk away, I think she should treat you just like the man you wanted to be treated as. You was daddy. So this is the responsibility you wanted to take. Now you want to back up out the deal. No, no, no. You know, I feel like once you get started in a child's life and the child realizes, hey, you explain to the child, I'm not going to be there no more, but I will be there as far as I can for you. You know, but for a woman to say, well, these are your kids and I'm going to take you to court. No, no, no. Okay, meet the problem head on. Go to court. Because the judge is going to sit back and say, hey, listen, it's not this man's kid.
Right.
But if he decided he wanted to take care of the children, that's his prerogative. Now, if he decides things is not working between you and him, and you using them as an excuse, then that's a no-no.
Yeah, I can't do that.
All right,
That's a no-no.
let me ask you another question. Earlier, I asked you, should the government regulate how many abortions a woman should have? You told me no. Now, how do you explain that argument to taxpayers who, when these women can't afford these kids, it's the taxpayers that are helping take care of these children?
Okay, taxpayers.
Okay.
Now, let's speak on them. All right, all of us is taxpayers. We taxpayers, right? If a woman decides, I'm paying my taxes, my money is going somewhere. The government is taking my money and they're doing what they want with it anyway. Now, if you decide, she's a woman, she's in here. If she decides she got pregnant and she wants to have 4 or 5 abortions and whatever, my tax dollars is going towards it, hey, fine by me, because she's doing something. She's, you know, she only knows better than I know what's correct for her body. Now, if she wants to keep going with it and keep going with it and keep going with it, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that because there's millions of peoples in the world. I can't sit here and say what my tax dollars should be doing because the government been telling us for years our tax dollars is doing this, and we know that they've been stealing our money. Why are we in a deficit the way we are now? You understand? Excuse me for one. As a taxpayer, I feel like, you know, my money is going everywhere. I don't know where exactly my tax dollars is going because the government been lying to us for years. We're in a deficit that we shouldn't even be in. So if a woman decides she's going to have 12, 15 abortions, fine by me. Look at, let's take a man. We go out here and we have sex with numerous of women. We going out, we catching venereal diseases, AIDS and all, and we using the same thing as a woman. We going to the doctors getting shots in our rear ends. We taking pills and all it is, and we using it as, you know, we using it as a birth control. You got guys that's going out here, they got all kinds of venereal diseases and this, that, and the third, and it's a double standard. It's a double standard. When I say, as a taxpayer, I feel like whatever a woman do, go ahead and do. If it's going to help you, hey, help you. And if I'm paying for it, then I'm paying for it.
Now, would that argument still hold for women on the other side of the coin who is actually keeping these kids and not having abortions? Because you just broke it down to, okay, she has 12 abortions. Just say she doesn't and she ends up having 12 kids. Is the argument still the same? Those taxpayers are still paying for those children.
Yes, and if she has 12 kids or 100 kids, you understand? We're still going to pay for it. We're still, even if it costs more to take care of one than it do taking care of 12. So what is there to say? You know, if a woman got 12 kids and she's taking care of her kids, and if I got to pay for it to help her take care, so be it. Because who are we to tell someone that they cannot have 12 or 15 kids? I'm married. I have 6 kids. So if I sit there and I say that a woman shouldn't have 12 kids, I'm a hypocrite. My wife has 6. So who am I to sit back and get mad if a woman decides to have 12 and the taxpayers is paying for my 6 kids? And I'm married. I'm married.